All right, let's get right into it. I want to kick things off with a pretty wild idea, something that might sound totally backward at first. What if the very act of talking about your big goals is the one thing that's actually destroying them? I know, it sounds crazy, but stick with me, because the thinking behind this is seriously powerful.
I mean, think about it. We've all been there, right? You get that jolt of inspiration, that amazing idea, that New Year's resolution that's finally going to be the one, and then poof, it just fades away. So why does that happen? Why do so many of our best plans just fizzle out before they even get off the ground? Well, we're going to break down exactly why that happens, and even better, what you can do about it.
To really get a handle on this, let's use a super simple story. Just picture a farmer. And this farmer has just one tiny, precious seed. Now, inside that seed is the potential for an entire harvest, right? It's got everything it needs. So what's the farmer's next move? Does he run to the village square and tell everyone about the amazing tree he's going to grow? No way. He goes out to his field alone, and he quietly plants it. He covers it with soil, he waters it, and he protects it, all in silence. He gives it exactly what it needs to start growing strong away from the world.
And that right there, that's the whole idea in a nutshell. Your plan, your new business idea, your goal to get in shape. It's exactly like that seed. When it's new, it is incredibly fragile. It needs to be nurtured in private, protected in silence. You don't expose it to the world until it's got roots and it's strong enough to actually produce something.
All right, so first up, let's look at the internal dangers. This is all about what's going on inside our own heads, the psychological traps we set for ourselves without even realizing it.
You know, when you first get a new idea, it's not some big, powerful force. It's more like a soft whisper in your mind. It's exciting, for sure, but it's also so vulnerable. It's not ready for the harsh light of day, not ready for criticism, and maybe surprisingly, it's not even ready for praise. What it needs first is just your quiet, focused work.
Okay, and this is where the science comes in, and it's pretty fascinating. Our brains have this built-in reward system, and it runs on a little chemical called dopamine. You've probably heard of it. It's that feel-good hit we get when we accomplish something. But, and this is a huge but, there's a catch. And here's the trap, laid out perfectly. It's this vicious little cycle. So, check it out. 1, you announce your big plan. 2, people say, wow, that's amazing, and you get all this praise. That praise gives you a dopamine hit. 3, your brain feels like you've already accomplished something. You get the reward without doing the hard part. And that leads right to 4. Your motivation just plummets. Why would it stick around? Your brain thinks the job's already done. And the final step, the goal gets forgotten.
So really, it boils down to a choice between two identities. Are you going to be the announcer or the silent builder? The announcer chases praise and gets a quick, cheap thrill. The builder chases actual progress. The announcer feels successful for a moment. The builder becomes successful for real. One protects an image, the other builds a reality.
Okay, but it's not just about tricking our own brains. The dangers aren't only internal. Now we got to talk about the external threats. This is the stuff that comes from the outside world. The opinions, the doubts, and yeah, even the jealousy that can kill your dream before it even has a chance to sprout.
Oh man, we have all heard these phrases. Be realistic. You can't do that. And my personal favorite, who do you think you are? People throw these words around like they're just giving you helpful advice. But for a new, fragile idea, it's like poison. And you have to realize, that advice isn't coming from a place of wisdom. It's coming from a place of fear and limitation. And of course, it's so easy to take that stuff personally. When a friend or a family member doubts your big dream, it feels like a direct attack, right? Like they're judging your talent, your drive, your whole potential. But what if I told you that's not what's happening at all? No. This is a total game changer, so really let this sink in. When people tell you your plan is impossible, they are not revealing anything about you. They are revealing their own limits. They're basically just holding up a mirror to their own fears and their own self-doubt. What they're really saying is, I couldn't do that, so they just assume you can't either. And sometimes it's even deeper than that. It's jealousy, but it hides behind concern. Let's decode some of this stuff. When someone says, you've changed, what they really mean is, you stopped being like me, and that makes me uncomfortable. When they ask, why are you so busy all the time? It's often code for, why aren't you just hanging out and wasting time with me anymore? And the classic, you think you're better than us now. That's just their insecurity talking, saying, your growth is making me feel small. See, it's not about you.
All right, so we've gone through all the dangers, both inside and out. Enough of the negative stuff. Let's pivot to where the real power is, and it's simple. Power doesn't come from explaining, it comes from executing. This really is the fundamental choice right here. Talk gives you a little bit of temporary pleasure. Work gives you real lasting power. You have to choose power every single time.
And let's just be brutally honest for a second. The world doesn't care about your plans, it doesn't care about your potential or your good intentions. Honestly, it's heard all that before from a million other people. The world only respects one thing. The only currency that has any real value is results, period. Tangible, undeniable, in-your-face result.
Look at it this way. Your energy is like a battery. It's a finite resource. Every single minute you spend explaining your vision, defending your plan, or arguing with doubters, that's energy you're draining from the battery. Energy that you can't put into actually building the thing. But action, building, that's what recharges the battery. It creates momentum, and momentum creates even more energy.
Okay, let's bring this home with the final and maybe the most important reason to build in silence. Because this goes deeper than just strategy or productivity hacks. This is about understanding that your journey is sacred. That vision you have in your head, that big dream for your life, it was given to you. Not to your friends, not to your family, not to your coworkers, to you, for a reason. It's your personal calling. So why on earth would you expect them to see it or understand it? It wasn't given to them. Your vision does not need a committee's approval to be valid. It just needs your belief and your work.
So what does this all boil down to? What's the plan? It's 3 simple, incredibly powerful words. The first step, disappear. Just vanish. Get off the grid. Step away from all the noise, all the opinions, all the distractions.
The second step, build. In that sacred silence you've created for yourself, you just do the work. You put your head down and you build, brick by brick, day in and day out. You let your actions do all the talking for you. And finally, the third step, return. But you don't come back as the same person who left. Oh no. You return as the living, breathing proof that your vision was real all along. And the beautiful part? You won't have to explain a thing. Your success, your creation, it's gonna scream for you. So I'm gonna leave you with this one last thought. The most dangerous person on the planet is the one who puts in the work in absolute silence and then just lets their success make all the noise. Be that person.